In this episode of View Thunder, I'm looking back at the days of yore, when so many movies I love were discovered over the airwaves of a particular local television station. Flip on the tube, adjust the antenna, take a seat on the carpet, because here we go.
Saturday night at 8, Steve McQueen and Ally McGraw are on the lam in The Getaway.
Oh, right there. Get those guns out on the street. Kick them over. Now lay down that gutter. In the gutter.
Steve McQueen and Ally McGraw on The Getaway, Saturday night at 8.
An ancient time, a renegade warrior seeks out the ultimate challenge.
There are rules, and you have broken them.
Circle of Iron.
Sunday at noon on Ninja Theater.
Harry and the Hendersons will continue on TV 11.
Quiet Man, Saturday at 8 on Channel 11.
Anything you want, you name it.
Chuck Norris is a force of one.
Tell you people I'll teach them. Be here tomorrow at noon.
Tonight's TV 11 8 o'clock movie, Aliens, starring Sigourney Weaver, will return.
Dead.
The Terminator, the TV 11 8 o'clock movie, Saturday.
Welcome to View Thunder, curated movie reviews that celebrate art, design, and cinematic storytelling. My name is Kyle, and I thank you for tuning in. For anyone who came of age in the late 1970s and throughout the 80s, being a movie fan was awesome. There was no shortage of imagination, and boundaries of genres were being pushed and broken. These were the days when going to the movies still meant something, and the VHS home video market was exploding. While premium cable movie channels like HBO, Showtime, Cinemax were still unavailable in many places, and long before the world of internet streaming, it was over-the-air television where so many of us were introduced to our favorite new and classic films. For kids today, there are numerous different streams of entertainment blasting at them from every direction. But for many of us, we were a captive audience to the limitations of TV Guide time slots, along with after-school specials, Saturday morning cartoons, game shows, reruns of classic sitcoms like Batman, The Monkees, and The Brady Bunch. These local stations would also fill quite a bit of their airtime with movies, often classic movies from the 40s through the 70s. Yeah, there were commercial breaks, but believe it or not, they weren't as long back then. You actually had to hustle to go grab a snack or use the restroom before the program was back on. And getting a good antenna signal was key. The main family room television we had growing up didn't have rabbit ears because the house was surrounded by trees. So the TV was connected to an antenna that was placed high atop one of the tallest trees on the property. If we wanted certain stations, we had to use an antenna box with a dial and get it just right. Some days were better than others. If you didn't have any static or ghosting from another channel, it was a good day. On nice clear days in the summer, we could even get some Canadian stations, which was kind of amazing. One local independent station in particular holds a very special place in my heart, and it's what inspired this episode.
Welcome to Great Motion Picture Entertainment on Channel 11's Saturday Night Movie.
The station was KSTW Channel 11 in Washington State, broadcast out of Tacoma. It was a station that first started in the early 1950s but didn't get the KTSW station moniker until 1974, which was a very good year. But the era that this station affected me most, the era I look back on so fondly, was from about the mid-80s into the early 90s. These were my teenage years, and so many of the movies shown on this station left an indelible mark on me, movies that I still love to this day. Weekend matinees and the 8 o'clock movie of the night where I discovered amazing cult classics like John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China and The Fog. It was where I first watched in awe Peter Weller strap into a rocket car as rock star, scientist, neurosurgeon, adventurer Buckaroo Banzai, and cross over into the 8th dimension. KSTW introduced me to Fred Ward's Remo Williams, The Adventure Continues, and Kyle MacLachlan in the amazingly creepy The Hidden. On Channel 11, I was able to see a wide range of films from Chevy Chase in Caddyshack, to Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry, to the hilarious Topper starring Cary Grant, to I Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren, hunting an alien, killing drug dealers with compact discs. Friggin' awesome! You could go from Sly Stallone fighting as Rambo in First Blood, to boxing Carl Weathers in Rocky, then Carl Weathers fighting Craig T. Nelson in Action Jackson, while rescuing the acting-challenged but beautiful Vanity. Ah yes, those were the days when you didn't have the option to scroll through Netflix for an hour, and it didn't matter what was coming up next. All of that on the same station that had Transformers, Mask, the Galaxy Rangers, Taxi, Bosom Buddies, and Night Court. I'm not sure that there's ever been a more perfect single network since.
Once again, you've chosen KSTW number 1. Channel 11 remains the Northwest number 1 movie station. Thanks, viewers.
Unfortunately, it wouldn't last. And I regret to say that I was too busy to even notice. In the mid-90s, when I was off at art school and starting on my career, the broadcasting landscape was going through tumultuous changes. And KSTW, through various business dealings, would go on to briefly become a CBS affiliate, then a UPN station. Cartoons, sitcoms, and movies disappeared in favor of daytime talk shows and reality TV. Then in the early aughts, it would find a fate worse than death when it became But there was a time when KSTW played a major role in my cinematic upbringing. That person or persons in charge of programming at Channel 11 from about 85 to 93, whoever you are, I genuinely and sincerely thank you. You did an awesome job, and I enjoyed it all. What was your childhood television experience like? Was there a special local station that delivered amazing movies to your eyeballs? Let me hear from you in the comments below.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's movie, Bullet, with Steve McQueen, Robert Vaughn, and Jacqueline Bisset. Tomorrow night, a weekend camping trip turns into a terrifying nightmare as Burt Reynolds, John Voight, and Ned Beatty star in Deliverance, Thursday's Prime Movie 11.
And that's it for this episode of View Thunder. Thanks again for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate you hitting those like and subscribe buttons. And until next time, remember, always stay for the end credits.